Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. Happy Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving Day in the United States. For those of you listening internationally, not sure if you know what that is. I just found out they actually have a Thanksgiving in Canada too. Never knew that, man. But basically, here's what we celebrate. We celebrate the founding of America by Christopher Columbus. Even though there were already Native Americans on America, somehow he found it. Okay, and then we celebrate the friendship of Native Americans and the Europeans who came to colonize this area, which later turned, of course, into an exchange of bloodshed that lasted hundreds of years. And then we celebrate the mass murder of turkeys because they had turkey dinner and shared all kinds of vegetables and fruits and all these native land delicacies. So we slaughtered tens of millions of turkeys to celebrate. And I'm not hating on it. I'm being mostly facetious, but it's kind of fucked up. And it's kind of funny how with holidays, we do the weirdest shit. Like with Christmas, we bring trees that are supposed to be outdoors, indoors. And then we take lights, which are supposed to be indoors, outdoors, right? It's these ridiculous traditions that like Jesus died. So let's go look for a bunch of hidden eggs that were hidden by a bunny. Like what the literal fuck is going on? But today, man, your job is to get into a tryptophan coma, to eat as much turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing as you possibly can, and to give thanks. So let's not focus on the negativity of what Thanksgiving represents, because if you really look at it, it's a pretty fucked up kind of holiday, but let's focus instead on being with family, thanking for what we have. And I actually want to talk about what's called karmic marketing and karmic investment. And if the word karmic kind of rubs you the wrong way, we can just talk about investing by being appreciative in what you have. So you guys have heard me speak about the law of attraction probably several times on this podcast. If you haven't, it basically states that which you are and that which you think is attracted to you by way of energy. Okay, so if you complain all the time, you are going to attract to yourself more things to complain about. And the universe is nothing but a big mirror. So whatever you put out there, it comes back to you. And I want you to look at your life right now. Everything that you have around you, including your car, your job, the clothes you're wearing, the hobbies that you have, the girls that you might be getting or not getting, the friends that you have, were all attracted to you by way of your vibration or by way of your thought patterns. So when we talk about Thanksgiving, one of the most effective ways to engage the law of attraction is to be appreciative. Thanksgiving, giving thanks for that which you have. So I want to ask you, how much time do you spend each day thanking and being appreciative for what you have? Do you thank the fact that you have a bed to sleep in? Do you thank the fact that you have a phone to possibly listen to this podcast on? I'm assuming many of you guys have jobs. I'm assuming many of you guys have some sort of abundance that you can be appreciative for, but oftentimes we focus on what's missing. And when we focus on what's missing, we get more of what's missing. So if you say, man, I don't make enough money, the universe basically says, you're right, you don't make enough money. If instead you say, thank you for this job, thank you for the amount of money I'm making, thank you for this phone that I get to listen to this podcast on, or even thank you to CoachMarkSing for giving me all this free, valuable content, then you're going to get more to be thankful for. So this is a really basic tenet to the skill of living that I want you guys to really consider and really try to implement into your life. And it's really easy, if you just look around yourself right now, literally no matter what you're doing. Maybe you're on the Stairmaster at the gym. Maybe you're walking somewhere. Maybe you're driving to work. And hell, maybe you're even in traffic right now. There's still a shit ton for you to be appreciative for. And you should spend time every day, literally every day, giving thanks for those things, right? Like, thank you for this microphone that I'm speaking into. Thank you for Audacity that's recording this. Thank you to my absolute legendary podcast editor, Liam. You are a fucking champion. Smack yourself upside the head so hard. I am going to get your name tattooed on Marissa's face. That's how much love I have for my boy Liam. And also, guys, I have love for you, man. And I thank all the time the universe for my listeners. Thank you for giving me this audience to listen to my message. I'm just sitting here in my office on a microphone speaking, and you guys are actually giving me your attention, which is the hardest thing to get in today's society with all the marketing that goes on. You're giving me your attention. And I really fucking appreciate you. And this is why when you guys email me, I give you free shit. When you guys write to me, I try to be as kind and compassionate as I possibly can be. Naturally, I'm super busy because I have a fuck ton of listeners, thank God, and I appreciate it. But I always try to give. And that's really one of the foundational tenets of my coaching is that give first and you will get back in return. It's one of the most important laws of the universe that if you want anything, whether it's love, whether it's money, whether it's attraction from women, whether it's a better job, whatever it is, you have to give it first. How do I give a better job? You give a better job by doing a better job and giving more than what you ask for in return. A lot of guys out there are takers. They land in my inbox all the fucking time. And if you're listening, be humble, admit it to yourself that that way of living does not work. The way to get what you want is to give it first and be thankful for that which you already have. There's an interesting quote. I don't know if I'm going to hit it perfectly, but it goes something like this. People who haven't achieved mastery want what they don't have. People who have achieved mastery want what they already have. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever wanted what you already have? Like the car that you have, just want it, man. Look at it the way you first looked at it when you first got it. The clothes you're wearing, picture those things again when they were new, or some hobby that you have, something that you really like or used to like. Want it now and you have mastered your life. You're free of desire because you want what you already have, which is a different way to say that you're appreciative. I actually have a simple piece of paper on my wall and it just says appreciation on it. And I look at it every day and then I go through my room, I go through my bathroom, I go into my bedroom and look at my bed and just be like, thank you for this bed. Thank you for that awesome pillow. Thank you for these super comfortable sheets. Thank you for the darkness that allows me to sleep and the awesome air conditioning that blasts all night to keep me nice and cool so I can sleep deeply. Because guys, a lot of people don't have what we have. Most of you guys are listening from first world countries. Most of you guys have it pretty damn good. I think something like 30,000 people a day die of starvation in the world. Think about that. 30,000 people. That's like a stadium full every day of people who die of starvation. So when we realize just how good we have it and we're appreciative for it, we can get more. And then what do? We give much of it away. Now I want to talk about a dude who did one of the greatest things I've ever seen a guy do. I could not fucking believe it. Check this out. True story. I swear on my father's grave this happened. So this dude hit me up and we're going to call him Mr. Fox. What is up, Mr. Fox? I don't want to say his first name because I'm not sure if he's comfortable with that. But he hit me up and he's like, hey, Mark, dude, I love your podcast. I really want to contribute to you. Is there a way I can send you some money? Now, I've had this happen, a couple hundred times over the years, and I appreciate it, man. And usually I get like $20, $50, $100, whatever it is. But I'm like, yeah, brother, thank you so much. Here's my email. Here's a couple programs. Smack yourself on the ass. You're a goddamn legend. Okay, so the next morning, and again, guys, I'm not bullshitting you and I'm not trying to manipulate you to send me money. I don't even want your money. Donate it in my name if you want to. Do not ask to send me money. Donate it in my name. That's what I'd love to happen if you want to give me value back. Okay, so I get a notification the next morning. Guess how much this dude sent me? $4,300. $4,300. And I was like, what the literal fuck? No one's ever sent me that much. And coincidentally, that's about how much I send to charities each month. I like to donate to St. Jude Children's Hospital. I like to donate to this thing called Action Against Hunger. And I'll donate to people with cancer. And then also a big thing for me is childhood cancer. One of Marissa's employees, his 3-year-old, just came down with leukemia. And I feel so bad for this dude. So I'm going to donate roughly that amount at the end of the month to him and his family. And I'm telling you, boys, it comes back to you. And look what happened. I donate all the time. And what do I get? I get listeners to my podcast. I get tons and tons and tons of coaching applications. I get tons of fucking clients who all get success because I give. And that's the whole environment of both my podcast as well as my coaching program. It's a station of giving. And we all give to each other, Thanksgiving, right? And we all get back in return. And that's why all my guys are successful. They have more women than they can handle. It's all about that positive, loving, giving energy, which is derived of appreciation. There is absolutely no negativity in my program. Guys who are super hard cases don't need to worry about being judged or being criticized. We all support them. And we are all once them when we first come in. And then we all end up being absolute girl magnets because the way of a superior man is the way of giving. It's the way of appreciation. It's the way of stating to the universe outright that you are XYZ, and the universe says, you're right, you are XYZ. If you guys have any negative thoughts against yourself, if you guys have any thoughts of scarcity, why there's not enough good women out there, or there's not enough money out there, or not enough love, some of you guys feel wholly unlovable, that is going to be represented time and time again in your reality. So change the way you think and thus change your life. And that's the basic principle of Thanksgiving, is to give thanks. And yeah, your parents are annoying. You know, you got that annoying uncle that gets drunk and like insults everybody and then pees on the fucking cat. This shit happens, but when you focus on those positive things, which, brother, if you're anything like me, that is very difficult, and I'm in the same boat. It's difficult for me to focus on the positive. But once I started doing that, man, everything fucking changed. Everything changed. So Mr. Fox kicks me $4,300, and I write him back and I'm like, brother, I don't want to just take this money and like buy some bullshit or just put it in the stock market with all my other money. I want to do something really cool so that every time I look at it, it reminds me of you. So I got this sick new bumper for my truck, my Toyota 4Runner. I got a light bar on it. I got some new headlights and some new taillights. And I had to throw a little bit of money on top of it because I got the good shit. But every time I look at it, I'm going to say, dude, this is for Mr. Fox right here. This is for Mr. Fox. And he did that for me. And here's what it says in all spiritual texts. When you do something for somebody else, it comes back to you 7x. I even think it says that in the Bible. And I know it says it in other spiritual texts as well, because it's true. What you do another, you do for yourself. Now, why is that? All right, I want to go down to a deeper spiritual level. It's because we're all one. And that isn't some cliche spiritual BS that you're going to see some airy-fairy hippie saying at the spiritual bookstore. It is true that we are all connected. We are like a super organism that's all connected. What you do for another, you do for yourself. And that's the way that God, source energy, the universe communicates that to us. Is it says, listen, when you try to take from another, you're going to get taken from you. If you hurt another person, lie to another person, steal from another person, you are going to lose just as much, if not more of that. If you give, you're going to get back. And it's that interesting way that, again, God, source energy, the universe communicates to us, shows us things in the most subtle ways. That when you're a giver, your life becomes unbelievably abundant. I've said this in a different episode recently. I think it was like 3 months ago, where there was this multimillionaire, this super rich dude, and he tried to give away all his money before he died, right? He tried to give it to charities, give it to friends, give it to people in need, and he ended up dying, check this out, with more money than he had before he started, which again proves the universal truth that what you give and what you're thankful for, you get back in return. I was speaking to my coach the other day, and yes, I still have coaches. I hire coaches in all that I do, and it's what I attribute my success to. I would definitely not be where I'm at today unless I got coaching, and I believe the same thing is with you guys. If you're not getting coaching, and it doesn't have to be with me, if you're not investing in yourself, which to me is almost like giving appreciation to God and saying, bro, I am going to use this one gift, this precious one life, which honestly, I don't know is going to continue. For all I know, when I die, it's going to be blackness. I am going to use this one gift to make the best life I possibly can. I am going to invest in myself. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm not going to be held back by fear. And when I do that, my life is going to become what I've always wanted it to become. So dude, I continue to invest in myself, man. You know what? I even buy programs from other dating coaches just so that I can see what they're doing, see if perhaps they have some ideas I've never thought of, and then make myself a better coach. If you get a coach and he's not investing in himself, fucking run away, man, as quick as you can. Because those people who are the most successful, from Elon Musk to LeBron James and whatever name you want to list here, who your favorite entrepreneur is or sports athlete is, they all invest in themselves. Because when you invest in yourself, the universe says, okay, you're willing to make that radical declaration to me that you are going to be XYZ and you will not fucking fail, then you're right. You are going to be, for example, a girl magnet and you will not fail. So I was speaking to my coach the other day and I was like, you know, it's hard for me to reconcile with the fact that I've been trying to become a dating coach for 10 plus years. Right? I had so many failures. I put so much work into this. And honestly, guys, I'm going to admit to you, sometimes I fear this is going to go away. And that's why I have coaches, is because I'm not perfect. I'm still working on myself. And sometimes it's rare. It's way rarer than it used to be. But sometimes that thought comes in my mind. Like, what if my podcast gets closed down? Or what if like something horrible happens to me and I lose this business, which I love so much and I've put so much into? And he's like, dude, you just start another one. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm good. I know that I can do it. I'm smart. I'm a giver. I know that kind of like the universe has my back because I have my back and I understand how it works, but there's still that fear. And he said, well, listen, you are making a shit ton of money right now. That's because of the work you did 10 years ago. And I said, that's interesting. It doesn't feel like that though. It feels like I did all that work and failed and failed and failed. And then when I was ready, when the universe said, hey, Mark, you've been through enough failure. You've put in the work. Now you get to succeed. And he said, that's exactly it, man. He said, because you've put in the work, it's almost like investing. It's investing time. It's investing effort. It's investing capital into that future. So when the results manifest isn't up to you. It's up to whatever source energy dictates, and it happens when it's best ready to happen. And for us to demand that we have success now because we've put all the work in now is a little bit unrealistic. And furthermore, when you put a lot of work in now, when you are thankful now, when you're appreciative for what you have now, the longer it takes to manifest the result, the bigger the result will be. And that's what we call karmic marketing, where you invest work now, it compounds with interest, just like it does in the stock market, and then you reap results later, just as I have with this podcast and this coaching business. I mean, if I told myself 10 years ago, like, brother, you are going to be so fucking wildly successful with this. You are going to change the lives of hundreds of thousands of men and thousands of men who you personally get to work with to become the best version of themselves, who get the hottest chicks they ever imagined in their head, I would never have given up. But the problem was I didn't know it was going to happen. So it comes down to a level of faith, of saying to yourself, brother, if you put the hard work in, it is going to come back to you. But that hard work cannot be laced with resentment, cannot be laced with fear, because that's going to prevent it from coming to you, isn't it? Why? Because you attract to yourself what you put out there, just as I've been talking about. So as you guys continue to struggle up the mountain of getting better with women, getting better with money, whatever it is that your objectives are, remember to be thankful for whatever lesson you're learning now. Yes, even if it's seeped in failure, and keep doing the fucking work. Never give up, never quit. You are never out of the fight. You keep doing the work, then it's just like Napoleon Hill said, failure cannot cope with persistence. Failure cannot cope with persistence. So just as I was persistent with not only this company, but with women as well, because I was an absolute wreck when it came to trying to get girls, when you are consistent, you will get the results. And as the struggle continues, I want you to tell yourself, dude, this is kind of good, because I'm putting in karmic capital. The interest is compounding, and it's going to be better and better the longer I have to wait. So when my mentor told that to me, man, it just blew me away, because I make no illusions that just because I have a podcast and I'm a good coach and, I'm wise at sometimes, like I still have a ton to learn. And even he has mentors. It's interesting. He met a guy the other day and he's like, hey man, I think you're going to be my mentor. And the guy said, what the hell? I was like, you're going to be my mentor. And then he said to me the other day, he's like, Mark, you're my mentor too. And I'm like, what? Like, I pay you for coaching. Like, you've mentored me. And the way a master thinks is with humility and with appreciation, with seeing what he's been given by others, and that has made him into what he is. So these are all like top tier, high level philosophies, but I want you to really consider it, to give thanksgiving every day. And brother, do not let those negative, treacherous, self-defeating thoughts into your brain. The second they come in, just say, erase that and replace it with the positive one. Focus on what you have, want what you have, and be thankful for what you have, and you will get more. So on this day, brothers, I want to give thanks to you, my listeners. I sincerely appreciate you. And I know a lot of you guys have a lot of love for me, and maybe you want to send me some money, but please don't. Just donate it to somebody else. You don't even need to tell me about it. Just put out that positive energy into somebody who needs it more than I do, because brother, I have abundance, and it's because of you that I have abundance. So thank you. Thank you. Thank humanity, and thank God for everything that we have, guys, because we have really good fucking lives. Wouldn't you agree? I most definitely would. So go get your turkey on, bro. Go decimate them mashed potatoes. Absolutely annihilate like 3 different pies. Get yourself in that tryptophan coma. Try to be appreciative for your family too. I know they annoy the shit out of you. At least some of them do. But look at the positives, man. Look what they did for you. You know, somebody cared about you. Somebody loved you. Somebody was compassionate with you. So let's give that back to other people today. Let's be thankful for what we have and watch what happens to your life. Gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening. I want to let you know that I am giving a free one-on-one breakthrough session with me where I am going to give you 30 minutes of my time, sometimes up to an hour, to personally coach you and show you exactly why you've been struggling with women with the pretense that you're interested in joining my 3-month coaching program. So if you'd like to get on a call with me, just go to my website, CoachMarkSing.com, click on coaching, fill in the quick application, submit it. You and I will email back and forth a little bit. I want to see that you truly are committed to getting this part of your life mastered once and for all. Once I see that you are, you and I are going to get on that call and we are going to get you to your absolute most ostentatious, outrageous goals when it comes to women. Because I'm telling you, with my system, the system that I've created from giving and from wanting nothing else than to make my guys successful, this is the answer to get you to your results with women once and for all. Gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening and I will see you in the next episode.